The Ready for a Relationship podcast helps people just like you who find themselves single and alone in their later years get unstuck and break the pattern to move forward and build the loving relationship you expected to have at this point in your life. Discover how to build your relationship with confidence in a fun, easy, loving way so that you are the right person for your right person. And if you enjoy the show and want to share some love, subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment. It all really helps. Here's Suzanne, the host of your show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Suzanne. Welcome to the Easy, Fun, Lovin' podcast. Today, we're going to have a little fun with one of our coaches, Shawn. Shawn is on the front line taking people's calls when you first want to talk about a little bit more after you've done the masterclass. You want to find out a little bit more about us. And he says, hey, Suzanne, I just want to do a really fun podcast. So are you guys ready to lift your spirits up? I have no idea what Shawn is going to talk about. And my coffee is done. It's supposed to be a coffee chat, but my coffee is done. So anyway, I'm sure I'll stay awake because I did have a coffee, and I hope you're enjoying a coffee and get ready to lift your spirits. So Shawn, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I hope I don't normally put you to sleep. So, and yes, this podcast is just for some fun stuff. So if you're not into having fun today, save it for later when you're ready to have some fun. But I said to Suzanne, I love having our first call that we ever get with our people that come to us, and they're just, it's so fun because you never know what to expect, right? And people are at all different stages in their life and in their thinking and in their emotions, right? And sometimes we know we can't always help them, okay? So really, this is a time to kind of sort it out and help them get clarity too. Is there anything we can do to help them in our coaching program or not? And if not, where can we steer them to help them get the clarity that they want to have to help them go forward, right? And we do this in a fun way. And sometimes people are super emotional. I had one lady that calls up and she says, Shawn, she says, is this a hookup site? And I'm like, no, what? She said, a hookup site, is this a hookup site? I'm like, no, this isn't a hookup site. This isn't what this is about. And she says, well, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. We do this every day. Well, it sounds like a hookup site. The name is Easy, Fun, Lovin' and Ready for a Relationship. Isn't that a hookup site? I'm like, no, dear. If you want that, you got to go somewhere else. This isn't for you. This isn't what we do here. And she's like, well, you should change the name. And she's upset with me a little bit, right? And of course, we don't take any of this personal. This is just where people are coming from. And it's like, okay, next, we can't help that person, right? And sometimes we have people that come and they're like, well, you say it's easy, fun, loving. The course is easy, fun, loving. Well, Shawn, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not fun. And I had this one fellow tell me, and he says, Shawn, I've been at this 5 years. I have no idea how to live in today's dating world. And I'm getting tired. And I don't believe that anybody out there they're not ready to love me. I'm not lovable enough. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too tall. I'm too short. I'm this, I'm that. And he has all this stuff in him that's telling him it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not fun. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And he's living by this. This is the reality that he's living by. It's not easy, Shawn, and it's not fun. And I've been at this for years. And the thing that's happening that's really sad is he's thinking, I've been at this, literally, he told me, I've been at this 5 years already. I don't know how to change that. And he's thinking, I'm getting older. And this is not a fun place to be, folks. And it's kind of sad because at our age, 50 plus, we get a little smaller point of view and a little smaller point of view and a little smaller point of view. And pretty soon it's a very narrow point of view. And when I asked him, is that true? He says, it's not easy, it's not fun. I asked him, is that true? And he goes right back into it. Yeah, Shawn, I just told you. And he's totally emotional because of this. I can't find anybody. I lay down at night. At nighttime, I'm sad. I'm lonely like crazy. I got nobody to share my life with. And he goes right back into it. So it's his truth, right, Suzanne? And if you, Suzanne, I want you to think about this. If that's your truth, what do you think is going to happen?
You're going to attract exactly that, sadly.
You're going to attract that. And you're going to live what?
You're going to live the life you believe you will live. You will be sad. You'll be alone.
Right,
You
exactly.
won't
Right.
find the right people. You'll say, see, I told you that's not a match. I told you there was nobody out there for me. Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to prove yourself right. So when I asked him, is that the truth? He had a million reasons. It's the truth, Shawn. It's the truth. And he's emotionally involved and emotionally anchoring it and telling his mind over and over again, it's the truth, it's the truth, it's the truth. And he has a whole list of reasons it's the truth. Well, let's talk about truth for a minute. We should get Suzanne to do this, but we won't. If you were to stand on your chair, Suzanne, if you were to stand on your chair right now and you stepped off your chair, what would happen?
I'd be shorter.
Okay. Okay. So Suzanne stands on her chair. She's taller, and then she
Actually,
steps off her chair.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry. My chair is a little, it wiggles. So like I might fall.
Okay. So you might fall, which means you're going to go down. So if you stood on your chair right now and you stepped off your chair, gravity would ensure you would go down. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So would it happen for me too?
Yes.
Yes. So if I step off my chair, I'm going to go down.
Okay.
Would it happen for everybody?
Yes.
So that's a truth. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's the truth.
That's
It's gravity.
truth.
Gravity is a truth. It's a reality.
It's a truth. So we're going to live by that truth, right? We're going to not step off our chair unless we want to go down.
Okay.
Or anything else for that.
Dear listeners, I'm not sure where Shawn is going with this, but yes, it's the truth.
Okay. But let's talk about the real truth that people are going through, okay? Because now we have to choose our truth. We have to choose our truth, because here I have a gentleman that has just told me twice in a very emotional way, which is anchoring into him, that his truth is that it's not easy and it's not fun, right? It's not easy and it's not fun. But if we can take our box, remember I said as we get older, we get our box of thinking is a little smaller.
Yes.
If we can just open it just a little bit, and ask ourselves, is that really true? Because if you can look around, so I would suggest we all do this, okay? Look around tomorrow. Go out, go to the coffee shop, go to the movies, go to the restaurant, go to the park, go places where people are, and look around at the people and notice, well, look at those two having a picnic over there. I think it's easy for them. Looks easy. They look like they're having fun. And look at that couple over there. They're jogging together. Isn't that nice? And go to the theater and look at that older couple over there. They're holding hands, come to the theater. He bought her popcorn. They're going into the theater. When I get to be that age, I want that. That's what I want. And if we can do that, what do you think happens to our truth?
That is brilliant. And we need to look around and say, is it true for everybody?
Is it true for everybody? Now, if we took the day and we looked around and we realized that, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not true for them. It's true for me. Okay, well, let's work on it a little bit. It's not true for them. So it's not a truth. So remember, folks, we always have the ability to choose how we want to believe and what perspective do we want to take. And I hope, Suzanne and I, all we do as coaches is try to give you a different perspective, try to help the perspective, right? So we talked in another time that we were talking, we talked about doing a journal before you go to bed. This would be a great place to use that tool. Let's say you do go out tomorrow and you see five things that you see showing that, that was easy for them, right? And you wrote it in your journal before you went to bed.
I like this, Shawn.
Right? And what do you think, Suzanne? Think about this. If you wrote down five things that proved that it could be easy for some people, what do you think you'd be thinking about all night long?
Your reality, your truth would be starting to change. You'd be thinking, maybe it's possible for me.
Maybe it's possible for me, and your reality and your truth starts to change. Okay, this is about changing the way we think, folks, and this is a big part of it. So you go to bed at night, and instead of laying awake half the night thinking about nobody out there to love me, and I haven't been together with anybody forever, and I don't even know how to be together, and all those things that go through our heads, if you were to now, you're thinking about, because your subconscious mind is working on that. Your subconscious mind is saying, oh, well, that couple in the park was having a great time. And that couple in the theater, it was so nice to see that. I just love that. And so now your mind is working on that. And you can say, no, Shawn, you're full of crap. And it's not the first time I've been full of crap. Okay, folks? And it's okay. If that serves you, again, choose what you're going to believe. Choose, yeah, Shawn's full of crap. Or no, maybe Shawn's not full of crap. Maybe it could be good. And think of your mind like this. Think of your mind like Google. If I type into Google, it's so hard to find a relationship. What do you think Google's going to tell me? All the things that's so hard. Would that be correct, Suzanne?
That would be correct.
Okay. And if I typed into Google, why is it so easy for me to find a great relationship? What am I going to get?
Ooh, you're going to find articles on why it's easy.
Okay, so now if I put that into my mind, because your mind is like Google, what ultimately your mind wants to do is it wants to prove you
correct. Wants to prove you right.
Wants to prove you right. So if you think it's hard, it's not easy, blah, 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 then it's going to prove you right. It's going to think about all the things and see, I told you so, and see, I told you so, and see, it's another day, always me. And all of that stuff happens to us. And it's sad. It's really sad. But if you put into your mind, I just witnessed 5 things today that looks like, and you know what really surprised me about my witnessing today? I saw that those 2 people in the park, I work with them. I had no idea. How did they find each other? And they're together, right? And so you're starting to have realizations, and your mind will work on that, and it'll try to show you more of what you've seen. And if you go through this process for a while, okay, go through the process for a while and watch what happens. You'll get up in the morning and it'll be a little more exciting, like a game, right? And add one more thing to add to this. Think about this. Add an expectation. Yesterday, I saw 5 things that proved to me that it could be easy. And if you put an expectation together with that now, right? If you did that, and I expect to see more things today than I saw yesterday, I have an expectation that it'll become easy for me too. My expectation is I will be living that life, right? Whatever your expectation is that you want to have for your life. If you did that, what do you think will start to happen?
Well, we're going to start to get the life we're picturing.
we're going to start to get the life we're picturing and that we're expecting, right? Because we're expecting it and we put a level of expectation toward that. And if we did that, and if it became more fun, if it became easier like that, and you saw that it could be easy, then it would become more fun, right?
Right.
Okay, here's the thing that I want to point out that so many people miss. They say, well, but I never find the right person. I never find my right person. And they're dwelling on all of that, right? And they don't have the expectation to find them. So they don't. So they keep living that circle over and over again, right? And if you live in that circle and you're not loving your life, what's the chances anybody's going to want to join you in that life?
0.
Zero, right? Zero. So if you can change your thinking to the point that it becomes easy, and then if it becomes easy, it'll become what, Suzanne?
Fun.
It'll become fun. And if it becomes fun,
you'll be thinking positive thoughts.
Thinking positive thoughts, and what will happen to your life? Your life will
become better,
become more fun, and you'll start to love your life. Because if you don't love your life, who's going to want to join you in that life? But if you love your life and it becomes easy and it becomes fun, what happens then?
You might find the perfect relationship.
Right? People would be willing to join you in that life. They'll look at you and they'll say, Suzanne, you're always having so much fun and you're so positive and you're so bubbly. And can we go for a coffee? Better not say that though, because, you know, I'm with Suzanne. Anyway, so from this, guys, I want you to think about this. And this was really, I'm sorry if I got a little deeper than I thought I would in this. I thought it would just be a fun video, but really there's so many things that happen on that front end call for us. And it boils down to a couple of things, okay? It boils down to first defining what is your truth. So what is it that you're living by? What is that truth that you're living by? And then, so one, let's do this, okay? Let's do this. Steps.
Okay.
One is, what is the truth you're living by? And ask yourself, is it true for everyone? Okay, number one.
Ooh, that's very good. Let's repeat that. What is the truth you are living by? And is it true for everyone? Got it.
Right. Okay. And then choose the truth that supports you in the life you want to live.
Choose the truth that supports you in the life you want to live. Yes.
Right? Because there are some truths. Gravity is a truth. Okay. We can't change that. But truth in relationships, you can choose that truth, right? And when you choose this truth and you tie it together with expectations, you can start to prove yourself right. Correct?
Yes.
And when you prove yourself right,
do we get to the easy, fun, loving part then?
yes. Some people, anyway, that's another story. It made me think of this other lady. She was upset with the word loving. I'm like, really? Well, it's not proper English. I'm like, okay, we're back to really small box way of thinking at this point in our lives, right? But proving, this will help you prove yourself right when you choose to take these steps, write it down in your journal, do all these things, and then you'll prove yourself right, and it will change the way your life is. And when you fall in love with your life, other people can fall in love with you too. Right?
Absolutely. Okay. I have a question that all of
Okay.
our listeners can maybe answer for themselves. Is it more important to be right, or is it more important to be happy?
I want to be right. I want to grind on this. Or, okay, I'll open up my box a little bit. Maybe it could be this way. Huh.
Maybe, just maybe, right? We're looking for, Shawn, I love what you're talking about because we're looking for that little crack, that little space that says, maybe it could be different, right? If we never find the space, if we keep living from what we believe is our reality, what we believe is our truth, we live that forever. And
Mhm.
that may not be a happy place. If it's a happy place, people, stay there. If it's not a happy place, look for the crack, look for the space that maybe it's not true for everybody. Maybe it could be different. There's a possibility, right? You can't, 16-year-old Suzanne used to tell people, oh, just go from being unhappy to being happy. And people had no bridge to get there and they'd just want to deck me, right? I've since learned to have a little more finesse. So I try to provide the steps to help people get from not happy to happy. And
Uh-huh.
that means find the space that could believe in the possibility that you could change it up. You could have a different world. You could live from a different space and you could move over to the being happier in your life. And all you need is the little belief, like you said. Look at that one couple. It works for them. And all of a sudden you found your space.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's beautiful. That's it for me, Suzanne. I hope that you had some fun today and fun with this podcast and try it. Watch it change your life.
Absolutely. Well, wow, you went from fun to deep.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
mean to do that. It just the conversation went that way. Sorry.
Well, I can tell you care. And that's the important part, right? Like caring. Caring is what it's all about, caring about people. For all of us, right? It's not just a conversation, or it's not just talking at someone or pre-deciding what the interaction is going to be or who a person is. It's communicating. It's being open to find out what that other person is about. It's to communicate back and forth, not talk at, to talk with,
Mhm.
right? That is so important to have that empathy that, I wonder if this is a possibility, right? I wonder if this is a nice person that could even just be my friend,
Mhm.
right? That's what
Right.
it's all about. So let me make sure that I had 2 points. The first one is about the truth for you. I didn't get it all finished writing down.
Sorry.
What was point number 1? We did 1 and 2.
Well, it really was about is it easy for you or not easy for you? So it's how do you believe? So it really is what is your truth?
Right. And 2 is choose the truth that supports you
Right. And then prove it right.
and prove it right. Because your mind always wants to prove you right.
Exactly. So take the steps, write it in the journal, prove it right.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, everybody, I hope that you have gotten some value out of this. I hope it's uplifted you. I hope that it's given you something new to think about. I try to always be positive. The good news is that we have more information and support for you on our website. It's readyforarelationship.com. We've got some other podcasts now that we've started rolling. We have some blogs for you, and we have a masterclass. And the masterclass is 5 steps to really be ready for that, experiencing that great relationship after you've experienced a divorce. And let's get you back on track. Let's get you believing that, yeah, life is rosy again and you can have that amazing life. I so want to help everybody get there. So, Shawn, thank you again for joining us. It's been
Fun.
wonderful. Thank you. We'll see you again. And everybody, I'm wishing you some easy, fun lovin'. Take that in the right way, okay? Let's aim for it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
here we are at the end of the podcast, and you just got some Suzanne loving. If you got value out of this podcast and you want to spread some love too, subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment. And who was it that you were thinking about who could also be uplifted by it? Share it with them now. Catch you next time.